I'm Caralyn Percy, and I'm president of the Way to Happiness Foundation International. I'm in charge of promoting the way to happiness all across the planet, getting people to actually get it into other people's hands and get opinion leaders to think well of it and use it on their lines, help groups to promote what they do in their own areas. It's a lot about, I also wear the public executive secretary hat. I wear two hats. Well, I would say, just from what LRH says in the instant hat in the very first page of the book, where he says you choose someone whose actions may affect your survival, give them a copy of the book. My job is to simply get that done, and it can be done one-to-one, but it can be done with thousands at a time. Well, the way to happiness is common sense. It's the things that grandmothers and grandfathers have tried to pass down on to their children. And in the modern world, some of these grandfathers and grandmothers are no longer around to pass on this common sense. And so somebody noticed that, the author of the book, L. Ron Hubbard, and he wrote down exactly what your grandma or your grandpa would have said to you, that they wanted you to lead a better life. They've experienced life, they've experienced things, and now they want to pass on to you, how to keep out of the pitfalls, how to keep from falling off the road, how to keep from doing things that you'll regret many years later, or how to help your friends. Well, this is what I thought of it. I'm not a youngster, I'm not a 30-something or even a 40-something, I didn't grow up with technology. And so I had to be almost browbeat to get a cell phone. And I came to this. I've studied the whole marketing series. I've studied the computer series. I've studied all these things, but how to change my way of thinking about using this technology is something that has been very hard for people to get me to do, And for the first time, I could see how my purposes in getting the way to happiness out to the world and helping people to just be happier, which involves people around you. It's not just you yourself. It's like who around you makes you unhappy. So the seminar helps me to achieve that. It's a tool. It's a tool that makes sense to me, who's not a techie. I'm not a brain surgeon. I'm not somebody who studies all the marketing books. I'm just somebody who wants to get a communication across. And it's helped me to be able to see how simple it is to actually apply this. I want to know more, for sure, but I don't feel like I need to know more before I can do something to not only, make what I do here more broadly known to the different people who've already reached for the way to happiness, but how to help other people in my different groups and across the planet, how to get them to easily get things known so that people can know, because they need the way to happiness. I think for me, it would be creating a better relationship with the people who've already reached. That to me is key, and in a very interesting way. And now we have Christmas coming up, or the holiday season coming up, and we always send out catalogs and we send out postcards and we email and newsletters. But I think if we did a little video showing a family and what can happen during the holiday season, and it would have to be about a minute long, and show one person receiving the way to happiness, but there's some controversy going on in the family. Somebody comes and gets drunk, or they say something wrong to somebody, and a supposedly happy time turns into something not so happy. And so one person gets the way to happiness, and they're happy for like a minute, and then everybody's like, well, where's mine? And they start arguing again. That would be kind of interesting, I think. And the whole thing would be, well, make sure you get enough for your whole family, not just one. Just ideas of how to make what we do every day more interesting and more real. I think what I like the most is the workability, the examples. The very creative examples of how you've already done the things that you're doing with us. And I also liked the fact that you worked with our organization before you even came here to do your seminar. That has never happened. I've been around, many seminars, and we've never had somebody call us 2 weeks before or 3 weeks before and actually pilot something that was going to be done at the seminar, or show us how it works and give us a real life example. That was extremely unique to me, and very worth. I actually called my sister yesterday. She lives in Brooklyn, New York, and they own a funeral home of all places. And I said, you have to go look at their website. I'm not trying to beef up their business, but they also get out the way to happiness, and have since 2007. They've gotten over 30,000 copies of the book out just by leaving it and letting people take it, and so they're my group, and they're my family. And so I want them to be able to, and they want to help the community. So this is just, I think, the technical expertise that you applied to us and then actually shared other examples of how you've applied it to other businesses, that was the key thing that I thought was, wow. You know, I would come to another seminar, but with my examples. See, I would never come to another seminar without having examples of how I used what you taught us.